Right, today I've got a little short story that I'd like to read to you. I'm going to be performing it at the Story Traders tonight at the Beach and Barnacle in Bridport at 7 o'clock. So this is a little dress rehearsal. So it's a little story I've written. It's got to be 5 minutes long, which I've had a real problem editing it down to. Christmas 1979. Mum, does Father Christmas exist? Because Matthew said he don't. It's only Mum and Dad who get the presents, I said, looking up from the picture of toys. I was laid on my stomach looking at the Marcia Ward catalogue. The pages smelled shiny and new. The fire crackled and spat, the embers red and white hot. We'd fought Ginger for a spot, lying by the grate. It went Ginger, my sister, then me. Ginger had won the fight with his spear-like claws. The smell of wood smoke and furnace-like heat soothed me after lumbering wood with Dad all afternoon. It was such a drag waiting for Doctor Who. News after grandstand, followed by more news, then weather, then that daft Basil Brush. Course he does, Mum said. Dad let out a snore, but still managing to hold his mug upright. But he never got me that real crocodile. My sister sniggered. We could never have kept a crocodile, and Father Christmas knew that. She sipped on her tea, looking through the Radio Times. He would have eaten too much. We wouldn't have been able to feed you. That's why he got me a wind-up one. Who eats the mince pies and whiskey? Dad let out a second snore to whirled away, sleeping off all the wood chopping. I looked at the picture of the Scale Extric 500. This was all I wanted. Nothing else. The red Ferrari and blue and white Elf Tyrrell, and the miles and miles of glorious track. I put it top of my list and handed it straight to Mum. I went to the toy cave under the stairs. I surveyed our bounty. Tons and tons of Lego spilled from Wall's ice cream tubs. Then a piece left out to make you yell. My big orange and white Tonka recovery lorry, a toy Dalek 2, a garage with miniature cars and loads of plastic track that clipped together. Scale Extric would be so much better. School was finished, the advent calendar in our tummies, and I couldn't get to sleep. But I must have, because when I woke and pushed my legs to their longest, I could feel the deep joy, the touch of presents on the end of my toes. Did it feel right? We rushed into Mum and Dad's with our pillowcases jam full. Mum and Dad had their mugs of tea. At last we could begin. The Christmas tin and family circle was open, and I helped myself to a pink finger. Dad dunked a rich tea, and it smelled of comfort. None of the presents were the right shape. My heart sank. Father Christmas just hadn't got me it this year. Maybe I'd been too cheeky. I opened the annuals. I knew what they were. The shape and size gave it away. Beano and Shoot for me, Jackie and Mandy for Helen. We were done, and no Scale Extric. Dad got out of bed, his old brown dressing gown tied around his waist with rope-like cord. He stopped and gathered up the used wrapping paper. It was all over. The best day of the year was done as far as I was concerned. I looked through Shoot, looking for Kenny Dalglish in his Liverpool kit. Why don't we go downstairs, Dad said. You can give me a hand with dinner. What? Whatever was Dad on about? I need to check Ginger hasn't pulled the tree over like last year, Dad said. I followed Dad down. We put the rubbish away. Then we went into the front room that still smelled of last night's fire. Dad was over at the tree. I pulled the curtains. There wasn't even any snow outside. No white Christmas. This was as disappointing as it could get. Here, boy, think you might have missed something. His smile was wide, but I couldn't hardly speak. What was this? It was massive, all covered in glorious wrapping paper and had my name on it. I went over, ripped the paper from corner to corner. I tore like my life depended on it. It was the exact one, Scale Extric 500. White box and black writing. I knew there was 28 feet of track and a humpback bridge. My fingers couldn't prise the box open quick enough. Me and Dad set it up, putting the coffee table behind the sofa and taking over the whole floor. The Britain Farm toys put into the cupboard along with the Lego, track after track, clipped together. Would it all work? It was ace. All day we played again and again. I stopped for turkey dinner, then carried on. When everyone else was bored, Mum tied me from the armchair. Time and time again I went for the lap record that was written in the back of the little instruction book. Time and time again I lapped the track. The crossover and chicanes, the transformer getting warmer, the Tyrrell spun off. I would leap up and down, putting it on track. Then I switched to driving the Ferrari. The national grid whirring and buzzing, the cables glowing. It was well past 8 o'clock. Mike Yarwood was on, then To the Manor Born. I didn't watch any of it. Everyone was bored of me, but I had to get the lap record. I tried again and again. My bedtime extended 3 times already. On my last life, Mother decreed. One more lap, this was it. No spin into the first corner, through the chicanes. I didn't leave the track. Over the humpback bridge, I was James Hunt, going into the final bank curve and onto the final straight, with the finishing line in sight. I did it. I had the lap record. I could send it in. It was the best Christmas ever. And now the Scale Extra sits in the attic of my parents' bungalow, along with the boxes and boxes of farm toys, all from the forgotten age still there. Later, when I get older, I got a VIC-20, later still games for the 64. They're all gone, but the toys are still a legacy left up there.